Hey guys, happy February 1st and welcome to day one of week one of the 90 Days to Your Novel Challenge. Make sure to stick around because I'm going to be going over all of the assignments for this coming first week. Hey guys, my name is Nicole Wolf. Welcome to my channel. I'm a paranormal romance writer, although I might be writing historical romance for this assignment. And like I said, we're going to be going over the assignments for the first week of the 90 Days to Your Novel Challenge. But before I get into that, I wanted to quickly go over 8 suggestions that Miss Sarah Domay, author of the 90 Days to Your Novel Challenge book, suggests that we do or buy or get ready before we start. Okay, so number 1 is buy a timer and place it next to you as you write. Y'all have phones, I'm pretty sure, or a computer, so you already have a timer. This will help you keep track of how long you've been working and how much time you have to go. Place a do not disturb note on your office door when you're writing if you don't live alone. I do not live alone. I also do not have a do not disturb sign, although I could tape a sign up on my door and it won't make a lick of difference because I have a 4-year-old who can't read. Number 3, turn your phone to silent and don't check it. Or better yet, turn it off. Number 4, if you work on a computer, log off from the internet. This way you won't be tempted to check your email or procrastinate by checking the weather. Right now we have quite a bit of weather going on outside. We are getting quite a storm up here in the Northeast. Number 5, try to write at the same time every day, if possible. Doing so will help you foster a good writing habit. I want to try and do this so bad, but I have yet to succeed. Number 6, avoid too much television watching during the next few months. Instead, read some novels. Good ideas are often generated from reading and are seldom generated from must-see TV. This is another thing I'd like to do. I'd like to watch less TV and read more. I think my problem is it's easier to start and stop a TV show because I'm constantly getting interrupted. It's easier to start and stop a TV show than it is to jump in and out of a book. I think that's my problem. Number 7, use the buddy system. We're already doing that. Yay! If you know a friend, a group of friends, or even a writing group comprised of individuals who want to write a novel, take the 90-day challenge together. You can reinforce each other, commiserate, inspire, complain, and help each other over those difficult writing slumps. Writing is a solitary enterprise, but talking about writing is not. So don't forget, I will put a link below for anybody who is doing the challenge and wants to join the Facebook group, because that is probably where we're going to be communicating the most during the writing challenge. Anybody who wants to complain, post progress, ask questions, brag about an accomplishment, whatever you want to do, check out the link below and make sure to join that Facebook group. And finally, number 8, have fun. You're about to take those first teetering yet exhilarating step towards writing your novel. Embrace the challenge. The challenge is embraced. Okay, so now that we are through those couple of suggestions that she wanted to go over, let's get right into the assignments. So for week 1, there are 7 assignments, 1 for every day. Okay, so starting with assignment 1. In this exercise, brainstorm as many early memories as you can, writing them out in as much detail as possible, dedicating at least a paragraph to each. For this exercise, do not worry about writing in scene or editing yourself as you go. The goal is to keep brainstorming and to keep writing as much as possible in the minimum of 2 hours you're allotting yourself. If this is the first time you've written in a while, don't feel pressured to write something perfect. Just let yourself write freely as you think about each memory. I've provided some prompts to get you started, though please don't feel limited to these categories. People, your favorite or worst teacher, the postman, your first babysitter, your neighbors, your first boyfriend or girlfriend, your childhood best friend, someone who got you in trouble, someone you admired from a distance, someone you thought was beautiful, your grandparents, or most distant relative, the saddest person you ever saw, somebody you knew by sight but never met in person. Some places, the inside of your house, your bedroom, your favorite place to play as a child, somewhere you go when you want to be alone, your favorite vacation spot. Things, your favorite coat as a child, your prized childhood possession, the way someone close to you smelled, your first pet, an old photograph that sticks out in your mind. Those are just some examples. Okay, so that was day 1's assignment. Now, don't forget, I am going to actually post timestamps for this video so everybody can kind of know where they want to go for each day. And I will also be posting the entire assignment list in that Facebook group. That way you have it to reference as you're going through the challenge. That way I have it to reference as I'm going through the challenge. Okay, so day 2's assignment. The goal of this assignment is to practice writing with your senses. Select 2 memories from yesterday's writing and write a scene bringing each of these memories to life. What do you remember seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling, or thinking? Try to provide as many details as possible as you reimagine the event in your mind. How can you make the story come alive for your readers? Next, I want you to print out and reread through what you've just written. Anytime you come across one of the be verbs, I want you to circle it. Do you find yourself using these verbs often? Have you tried whenever possible to be aware of the active voice in your work? Okay, be verbs. So, anybody who doesn't know what a be verb is, it's just a passive verb. Like, I am, I will, it was, has been, you will be, you know, like that's passive. Okay, so any passive voice that's what the be verb means. So anything that's not an active verb. So an active verb is like, I watched television, and a passive would be, I was watching television. Okay, so that's like the example of the difference. So basically they want you to, when you're going through and re-editing it, they want you to try and use as little passive voice as possible. Okay, so that was day 2. I'm sure you guys can kind of see how each assignment consecutively builds upon the last. So you can't really skip assignments. You have to do all of the assignments in order. Okay, day 3's assignment. The goal of this assignment is to familiarize yourself with a minimum of 10 characters. First, select 3 people you revisited in your day 1 exercise and write a 1-page character bio for each. You'll want to consider not only your character's history, experiences, family, and outlook, but also some of the smaller details listed in the questions above. See sample character bio worksheet on page 61. I will have like a picture of this in the Facebook group. I encourage you to make copies and use this as a template for your work. Once you've completed these 3 character bios, write a character bio for at least 7 other interesting or compelling characters that may become a part of your novel. Remember, don't worry at this point about each character's actual role in the novel. Simply focus on getting to know your characters the best you can. I suggest posting these bios to a bulletin board above your desk, or putting them all in a 3-ring binder and referring back to them later in the writing process when you're questioning what your character would do in a particular situation. Okay, so that was day 4. That was day 3. So day 4's assignment. First, for a warm-up, from the chart on page 66, which, there's the chart. Again, I will be posting pictures of all of these charts or pages that need to be referenced in the assignments. Okay, from the chart on page 66, choose a character from list A and a quality from list B and write a 100-word character sketch. Next, choose a situation from list C. Brainstorm the ways in which such a character, when faced with this particular situation, might naturally react to or against it. The purpose of this exercise is to demonstrate that plot isn't simply what happens, but rather how a character responds to a given situation. Write a short scene. You may find that you like your character in this exercise, and if so, feel free to write up a longer character bio to include in your binder. Because this is the first scene you're writing in this process, it's good to remind yourself that all scenes have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Can you recognize each of these parts in your scenes? Now I'd like you to spend some time with at least 5 characters you wrote bios for on day 2. For each character, write a paragraph answering the following questions. What does my character want most in the world? What obstacles, events, or people will stand in the way of my character getting what he wants? This may take you some time because you'll need to reread the bios and refamiliarize yourself with the personality traits, history, and life experiences of each one. Once you have finished, you'll have a greater sense of what motivates your characters and what in turn will propel your novel forward. But you're not done writing for the day. Before you take off your writer's cap, I want you to compose a 250-word synopsis for your current novel idea. Who will be your major protagonist? What major events might take place? Does the synopsis seem interesting enough to sustain a novel-length work? Don't worry if your story idea morphs throughout the next few weeks. Your final synopsis may resemble nothing of this one. However, the goal for now is to come up with a cohesive, holistic vision of what your book may look like. Okay, day 5. The goal of this assignment is to examine the various uses of setting in your work. First, select at least 3 of your characters from your bios and write a description of where they live. Keep in mind that where your character lives and how she decorates and or maintains her home or his home will go a ways towards uncovering his or her personality. Try to provide as many sensory details as possible. What does your character see, hear, smell, or feel? After you've done this, write a description of each character's favorite place. Is it an art gallery, a park, a church? What do you think attracts your character to this place? Next, using one of the plot points in the synopsis you've written for yesterday's lesson, write a scene that specifically uses setting to reveal the mood of the character and the tone of the scene. How can you utilize setting to reflect your character's interiority in subtle ways? Finally, do a bit of research on the time period of your novel. Even if you've set your novel in contemporary culture, what kind of details can you add to make your story realistic? Are your characters wearing skinny jeans or bell-bottoms, tie-dye or girdles? Now, write a short scene separate from the one you've already written, incorporating some of your research. Okay, so that was day 5. Day 6. The goal of this assignment is to practice conveying emotion through physical description, dialogue, and action. Remember, never tell your reader exactly what a character is feeling. Instead, let emotions evolve organically through description and action. First, to warm up, select at least 3 of your characters from your bios and write a short scene for each wherein the character is experiencing a deep emotion: fear, anger, sadness, devastation, guilt, etc. Try your best to convey this emotion only through physical sensation and action. Next, write a short scene where one of the characters above is feeling a strong emotion, but is in a public place and can't reveal it adequately. Perhaps she is having a panic attack at a job interview, but wants to convey confidence. Or perhaps she is in an important business meeting, but just learned her newlywed husband is having an affair. Finally, write a longer scene involving 2 or more characters. In this scene, at least one of your characters must want something he or she cannot have. You may want to revisit some of your bios to remind yourself of your character's yearnings and motivations. As your characters deal with strong emotions, what you come up with may surprise you. You may be developing important plot points for your novel. Ooh, interesting. Okay, and last, day 7, final assignment for the week. If I can get to the right page. The goal of this assignment is to practice engaging your characters with other characters, and in addition, to practice writing dialogue to reveal elements of your characters. Keep in mind that what a person says, how she says it, or how it conflicts with her internal musings will do a lot of the muscle work of character development. First, think of some real individuals you've come into contact with today. Waitress, coat check girl, car wash attendant. I'm going to tell you right now. Hold on. I'm going to tell you right now that we're in the midst of COVID-19 and nobody's seeing anybody. So think back to, pre-COVID times. Place them each in a scene with one of your characters. How will these individuals interact? What might they discuss? You never know when one of these minor contacts will have a big impact on a more prominent character. And if you find one of these minor characters interesting, you may wish to draw up a separate character bio. Next, write a short dialogue scene involving your two characters least likely to interact in your novel. What might they discuss? You never know when you might learn something about these characters that you didn't know before. And if you do learn something important, be sure to update your character bio to reflect this. Finally, write a dialogue scene involving at least two of your characters who are directly at odds with one another. For now, don't worry if you don't actually envision this as a scene in your novel. Just focus on integrating action, description of settings, and descriptions of your character's body language. After you've finished, review the general rules for integrating dialogue. Do you adhere to these? What are the general rules? I guess I should go over I'll go over the general rules in my Facebook post. Oh, here, yeah, I see them. Yeah, I'll go over those in my Facebook post. So make sure to join the Facebook group because I'll be like updating and including a lot of information for this in that Facebook group. Okay, guys, that was all 7 days, all of the assignments, and I will have links to everything down below. The Facebook group, the link in case you still want to buy a copy. Like I said, I'll have all of the assignments listed and all of the pictures of the relevant charts and things like that in the Facebook group. And okay, yeah, that is all for today. I'm excited to get started. It's actually February 1st, so I still need to do my day 1 assignment, and it's already like 6 o'clock at night, so I need to get my butt in motion. And thank you all for stopping by. Don't forget to hit that like button on this side. Hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell if you want to be notified when videos in this 90 Days to Your Novel series are getting uploaded. And I will see everybody in my next video. Bye!